You all ready for Bible study? Alright, let's get in it. And, yeah, I'm just coming off of a little vacay. I had an dense emotional energy I had to move through. And it was the nicest sabbatical. You know, my whole freaking heart was bursted wide open, and then I had to sew it back shut. It was great. It was freaking phenomenal. Ascension is hard. It's so hard. Alright, let's get into this. I will draw all men unto me. Certain Greeks who were worshipping at the Passover feast asked to see Yahshua. When Philip and Andrew asked him, he answered, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. If it dies, it produces many others. Father, glorify thy name." Then a voice came from heaven. "I have, and I will." Some of the people said, "It thundered." Others, that an angel spoke to him. Yahshua went on, "Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me." He knew how he would die. If you could tell the future, if you knew how things would play out, let's say you had an intuitive hunch. Let's say you felt it. Let's say you couldn't really explain it, but you knew. One day, I'm going to do this. One day, that is going to be me. One day, she'll be mine. What if you knew, but you couldn't explain why? How events would unfold in your life? On the opposite end, what if you were blind to it? What if you had no idea that you were completely unconscious when you were acting out, and you didn't know that your actions had any consequences at all because you were completely unconscious, just going from one place to another, living from one place to another, with one person to another, you know, and it was just unconscious to you, and you had no idea who or what you were hurting, if you were hurting anybody at all, because you didn't know. But Yahshua knew. He knew exactly what was going to happen, how it was going to happen and why it was going to happen. Because it was ultimately for the greater good of humanity. For the greater good because he gave up on his own life and his own selfish desires, and he instead placed all his love and all his desires and all his selfishness into God's plan, God's divine plan for his life, not his own. So he let go of control in order to gain it. He let go of control of his own life, gave it to God, and God showed him the future of that sacrifice. What a magical thing. How mystical do you have to be like, life is like a current and water. You have to let go of control in order to control it. Like, am I like the elder one from Doctor Strange or something? Like, who thinks like that? You know, God does, apparently. Like, jeez, oh Pete's. Have you ever been in a really, really strong river? Like the Mississippi River? Holy moly, let me tell you. You think you can swim when you're in a pool. You think you're dashing. You think you know what you're doing. You think you're strong. No. You get yourself in a river and goodbye. You are drowning. You are submitting to the force of that. And it's a beautiful force, you know? Like, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous thing. You know, I've met very few people who have subtle strength, but like a raging river, there's no swimming across, and it's the most admirable thing I've ever freaking laid eyes on. Like, it is so gorgeous. Like, I can't even explain how beautiful it is, you know, like, to witness like the deeper layers of those around you and those people and their essence and their nature, the subtleties of their character, the telepathy, the just communication without words. Like, it is, it's odd. But there's so much communication. But it's just like, you don't have to say a word. And I think that's what God was saying to Yahshua when he was like, I will show you the future because you have given up your life, your selflessness for my divine purpose for your life. So I will show you. And it was just like, and then he stands in the middle of the temple, and it just gets validated by God. Like, what? Like, who does that? You gotta be some kind of God to be that dramatic. Like, good, nice. You know he's a Leo. Like, whoo, boy. That's hilarious. You can tell we're related. Alright, let's, incarnations are funny. Alright. Oh, wait, I got, today's card. It is the Prince of Swords. Alright? The Prince of Swords is like the son of the night. Not like nighttime, but the night. You know what I mean? You got it. Okay. So, no. I don't have a message for my intro right now. Hold on. So, instinct is unexpected change. Purpose is seeks awareness and solutions. The light aspect, break down all the chains and overcome difficulties. And the shadow is short-sighted and destructive and leisurely. Quality is creative spirit, exciting ideas and thoughts. So that's pretty cool. That's what type of energy the Prince of Swords embodies. All right, so swords are thought. All right, they're mind. So you gotta pay attention to those suits, just like suits in a card game. You know, like the cards. Those cards are actually based off tarot cards, like straight up 100%, like honest to God. So the swords are based off of mind. Okay, that's the energy of thought and mental conflict or mental solutions, obviously. You know, mental stimulation, yada 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 yada. That's swords for you. Or it's like not communication. No, none. It's just you're not speaking at all. It's just all thought. It's all just energy. You know, and that's how the energy. You know, that's how. You know that silent thing I was talking about earlier? That's where the communication comes from. It's the energy. It's the energy exchange. Like, what's that one song? You say it best when you say nothing at all. I'm so stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm in a goofy mood. Alright, let's move on. Oh snap! Jeez, I did not. Don't want to show you that. I'm trying to go back to the guy that was at. Hold on. It wasn't him. Dude had 3 heads. 3 heads. Where is he at? There he is. Oh, Brahma. All right. Associated culture, Hindu. Brahma will help you create anything. Create abundance, happiness, love, and joy. That's probably where I was getting that goofy mood. Transform your life, heal your mind, body, and soul. Invocation. Traditionally, people light incense in front of an image of Brahma. Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of... That's probably why. When they want to enlist his aid. You can simply close your eyes and imagine yourself standing in front of this loving God of creation and ask for his assistance. Very clearly ask him to help create that which it will be for your highest purpose and would bring you lasting happiness and joy. That is so cool. I've always loved Hinduism. I've always loved Hinduism. Like, it is the most ancient religion on earth. It has scrolls dating back 6, 7, 8,000 years. Yeah, I'm not kidding, really. Like,
They have scrolls that documented when human beings first incarnated on Earth. They started as spirit, and they were all disformed and disfigured. Some people had 6 heads, some people had 6 arms, some people had 6 legs, like some people were just animals and half human. Like, it was weird because they were more spirit than they were physical matter at that point. That's pretty cool. Like, that's neat stuff. I think that's awesome. For real. That's really neat. I did not think I'd turn to Brahma, you know? He's one of the top dogs, too, in Hinduism. He's one of the big dogs. Alright. Now it's time for the demonic realm. Gotta keep it balanced, you know? Oh my gosh. Succubus. A demon who takes the form of a beautiful woman in order to seduce men. I'm out of here. I'm gone. Father. Alright. A succubus, along with its male counterpart, the incubus, appears in ancient mythologies. Succubi appear in the flesh as beautiful, voluptuous women. They visit men in their sleep, especially men who sleep alone, and cause erotic dreams, nightmares, and nocturnal emissions. Yeah. Okay. I would read the rest of it, but maybe some other time. It gets a little naughty. Jeez. That's some good stuff. I love that stuff. Like, I just love learning. Like, don't you? Like, learning something new every day. Like, I just can't. Like, that's literally why I wake up. That's why I get out of bed. Like, if I didn't have that, if I didn't have God inspire that in me, like, I'd be, oh my gosh, I'd be sad. I would really be depressed because I battle with a lot of trauma from my childhood, and you know, like, I'm healing stuff, you know, every day, and you know, overcoming, you know, my own mistakes when I was, you know, starting to reprogram my mind, like, you know, still in my unconsciousness, and just learning how to reprogram my mind, like, oh, I'm coming out how I was trained to think and all the pain I caused then, and then stepping into retraining my own mind how to think, and like, you know, I'm still dealing with the karmic cycles of that, and it just really, it's a pain in the ass. I can't wait till it's done because my life is going to be a whole lot happier. And, you know, that really just depends how long it will be, like, you know, everybody's different, but every karmic cycle has its own magnitude, depending on the body that it's targeting. So each body has its own magnitude, which is the amount of time it takes for that karmic cycle to come around from each body. And you know how many bodies we have. I read them to you the other day. You didn't forget, did you? You better go back. You better go back to by whose authority Bible study and watch it again. Jeez, old Pete's. Yeah, so like if it's dealing with matters of the heart, you're looking at the longest karmic patterns. Longest. It's so long. It's like you know, but we all go through it. You know, we're all in the same boat. Like regardless, you're in this with me, I'm in this with you. We're all together. You know, we're all really one consciousness as it is. Anyways, we're all experiencing this like at the same time, just like months apart, days apart, weeks apart. You know, it's just when that energy gets to us, you know, and whether we're ready to learn our lessons or not. You know, if we are ready to learn our lessons, like then we start stepping up that ladder. If we're not, if we still want to, you know, play victim and, you know, cry and whine, you know, like I was the other day, then, you know, like, no, like that, you know, can't happen. Like, you know, I'll complain for one day, but then I'll be over it. Like, that's how I am. Like, I don't know, like, I'll be really upset, like, fuck these circumstances. Oh, that's the third time I said a cuss word on Bible study. I'm sorry. But I'll be like, no, I don't want these circumstances. And then it'll be like, oh, I need these circumstances. Like, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, I love you, I'm sorry. You know, like, I love loving who I am. When you, like, really, like, when you really fall in love with, like, just the person you've become and how much you're genuinely doing out of your heart for others and giving back, and it just fills you up. You know, it's just like God pours into you at that point where you're just like, now I want to give back more because fuck, I just love you so much. I can't help it. And then it's like, how can I help others out? Because I've been helped so much, you know? Like, I had to be shown how to love myself. You know, through very, very slow, subtle changes and just time and energy and what I valued. And it made me a better person. And it will continue to make me a better person, regardless of the outcome. And I notice that now, like, whether you choose to learn how to love yourself, or if you choose to fall in love with yourself, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you find things about who you are that you actually love. And then you go to your flaws and you make those flaws part of you just as much as the things you love about yourself, until you love all of yourself. You work on your flaws and you work on those things and those behaviors behaviors and those toxic patterns, and then you just fall in love with you, and you're like, fuck. Oh, that's the fourth time. Like, I'm enough. Regardless of what anybody else thinks. You know, like, it's great. It's cool. And it's for everybody. Like, it's not just for me, you know? Like, it's for you too. Like, that's how God designed us. He designed us to love ourselves because He loves us. Like, why wouldn't you love yourself? Trust me, coming from somebody who struggled, like, with, like, past mistakes and, you know, my hurts and my traumas and pains and, you know, toxic situations and dynamics and relationships and unhealthy patterns. Like, trust me, like, I know. I've been through it all. I get it. It's hard. It's hard to open your heart. It's hard to trust. It's hard to do these things. It's hard to have faith in others. It's hard. It's hard. I know. But I'm not asking. I'm showing. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're just afraid of you. Like I was. And you don't have to be. Because I don't want you to make any of the mistakes that I did. Because I was afraid. You know, like, I missed out on some pretty important shit. Like, probably the most important thing in my life. I don't want you to miss out on the most important things in your life because you're afraid. That's fucking terrible. That's fifth time. Jeez, oh Pete. Gosh. That's terrible. Don't do that to yourself. Okay? Like, learn from me. Please take my advice. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to open up your heart, to try. I guess that's up for interpretation.